Hi, Rhea. So, real quick, this is a really piece of crappy wood, but I wanted to show you just a little bit of a demonstration on how quickly you can do this. If if you're not fussy about what you're doing, you want to just do a quick, simple design. I've got some Sharpies here. And this is new for me, doing the Sharpies, because I usually use the folk art paints or the other deco pens, which are similar. They're pretty much the same damn thing. But there's something fun about the Sharpies. They're nice and pointy. So you're thinking of doing some ivy, and I know you're working in pencil first, which I've done, and I still do for a lot of my projects, but it's just going to double your time up. So don't even worry about doing the pencil, just because the magic marker is so much thicker. If you start with a pencil, your mind's going to want to get more detailed than it needs to. So just give yourself a curve. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not even looking at a picture of ivy. I'm just, because we're just going to be suggestive here, I'm just giving myself some measured out little areas where I'm going to add my leaves. And even the leaves don't have to be perfect. I usually do the little triangular, the easier ones. They're almond shaped. But if you're doing ivy, English ivy, I think it's got a little bit more of a five-pointed, and I'm doing this really quick, but just to give you an idea. So just start with some basic leaves, bing, 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 real fast. This is faster than I would normally do it. Give yourself a couple different sizes. And then maybe figure out where you're going to put some smaller ones. And I also always do these little, the little curly cues. Again, they don't have to be perfect because you're just suggesting. Once you get all that going in, you might even want to add a second vine and just, crisscross right through the whole thing. Do that kind of a thing. Okay, so unlike paints, they don't mix. You can't blend your colors, but we're not aiming for that in this case. You can just do darkened areas. So let's say you darken one side of a leaf. Then you can do full opaque or leave a little bit of the wood showing through. And then if you want to add some depth, you can come back with a darker marker, like this one's brown, and you can go over spots that are already done just to add a little bit of detail, and it gives you that shadowing. And you can do it wherever, just come in and out in different spots. Let me come back to my green. Now the other thing I just want to share with you, it's easier to just show you than, and I don't have my paints set up, but I just wanted to tell you, you don't have to stay with just the markers or just one medium. You can come back and add paint over this. If you want to add folk art paint to add another color that you don't have in your markers, they work fine together. If you wanted to put some white highlights, white paint, little shiny areas, you can do that. As long as you've waited a few seconds for it to dry, it's all good. It's all good. So we're just kind of layering. And once it's all fleshed out, it's really about the overall appearance from far away. And that's why I say it's the impression of leaves. Now, does that mean that you have to do it this style? No, you can get as detailed as you have time. But, if you want to get really detailed, you can use some markers that have thinner points and get some really thin details going. And then when it's all finished, what I do is a coating of polyurethane. You can also use stain. If you use a really, really pale stain, it's going to darken everything just slightly, but it's also going to give you that protected coating over everything, and a little bit of a shiny finish. I'm trying to do this holding the phone with my left hand and drawing with my right, and it's kind of hard. But I wanted to show you how fast I'm doing this. The last two pieces that you saw that I posted that you thought were etched with the wood burner, that was with these three colors: black, gray, and brown. And that was something where I just, again, real quick, I'm going to do this faster than I would normally do it, but just to demonstrate, just started out with a basic shape, and then you start bringing in your darker colors, like so. Just, just to give the contrast. I mean, the gray is nice. It's not, on this piece of wood it's going to look too dark, but on the paler chair that I used, it showed a nice difference. So you can do a shadow on each side. And then I would come back in with my black and even darken some areas a little bit more, like on the tips, just to give it that depth. And, you're a better artist than I am, so I'm sure you could take this to the next level and do some really, really great stuff. Here you go. See how fast? I mean, this was just for demonstration. I've already got one flower and a bunch of leaves, half done. So give it a try. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this, and I think you're going to be great at it.